Coach Jared here with ADAPT and IYCA. I want to talk today about our second progression in our foundational movement skills and talk about the hip hinge. For those of you that have been training young athletes for a while now, you probably understand that the hip hinge is one of the hardest things to teach an athlete. We're going to take you through some progressions today to show you exactly how to do that in a way that will be effective and quickly for your athlete to progress to some higher level hip hinging. Talking about the hip hinge because, in my opinion, and really as we've looked through it, the hip hinge is the second bipedal movement pattern that a young child learns. So once they get from a crawling position right here and they get to the bottom of a squat and stand up finally, after that they want to go down and pick something up. So when they pick something up, they bend over and they hinge back like so with vertical shins and pick it up. So after they learn how to squat, then they learn how to hinge. However, after that point, we tend to lose that hip hinge pattern. So we want to address that today, and we're going to show you again, like I said, some ways to teach that. Secondly, we have what we call anterior tilt with the pelvis. And so with a lot of athletes, they'll come in with an anterior tilt looking like this, okay? It's considered to be an athletic position. However, in the hip hinge pattern, we want to train that out of somebody because we want to take them from here to a neutral pelvis where their headlights are up, and then when they hinge, they retain that as they go into here and they don't get stuck in this very, very lordotic and lumbar extended position. What that leads to then is as they come up, they aren't able to actually extend their hips. They get stuck right here and they end up with potentially low back pain or just the inability to extend dynamically through their hips. And that brings me to my final point, which is explosive hip extension. And the ability to hip hinge aggressively and be able to sit here and then extend through is really, really important and almost the most important thing to be able to do to have explosive vertical and horizontal power in athletics and really just in a weight room. So with all those things combined, we're going to teach a hip hinge and I'm going to show you how.